Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Coon Rapids Ice Center for CTN's live coverage of boys high school hockey. It's the final game of the season at home for the Coon Rapids Cardinals as they host the Stars from River Lakes. Joe Young, Howie Shapiro up above the action, and Howie, it's been a tough season, trying to close it out on a positive note on the home ice.
Yeah, and really talking with Coach Frock today, he said this is a game that we have an opportunity to get a win, and they really need a win. Only 2 wins on the season, and they've been struggling, to say the least. And if they can get an opportunity to get a win here, they have a tough game, and then they go to the section. So they're just trying to build for that point.
Yeah, after this, they close out on the road against number 1 Andover, and then into the section tournament next week. This River Lakes team plays a softer schedule.
They do.
They're from up north, just north of St. Cloud in the Ricori area, but they're no pushover, 13-9-1, and they've got 5 guys that have 20 points or more on the season. So they're going to bring a lot of offense and put a lot of pressure on the Cardinals.
Yeah, they play a physical brand of hockey. Logan Stelmark is their leading scorer, 15 goals, 17 assists. He's a senior captain, going to play for the Granite City Lumberjacks of the AS3 NL next season. So he's a player that certainly that the Cards are going to have to be concerned about. But you're right, they've got 5 individuals who can fill up the net, and so the Cardinals must know that. They're going to have to really do a good job of keeping them away from front of the net.
Yeah, and their scoring depth goes much deeper, but 21 to 23 games played for these guys that have 20 or more points on the season, averaging at least a point a game, at least 5 guys. That's pretty impressive. On the flip side, the Cardinals' offense has been a struggle. Again, they play against some giants all year long, playing against the Blaines, the Maple Groves, the Elk Rivers, the Centennials. And it was a young team coming in. But some of these young guys have really stepped up. One is Harry Koval, just a sophomore, but he's the team's leading scorer as they head into the final week of the regular season.
Harry's a scrappy player, man. I loved him in the lacrosse season, and he became one of my favorite players, and it's carrying over here to the hockey squad. Again, you said 3 goals, 8 assists to be their leading scorer. They're going to continue to need him to try and produce on offense. They can't afford to get in a hole. They're the kind of team that hopefully can get a lead and play with it.
Yeah, and he's another guy that has moved back and forth from the blue line to up on a wing, and he has found a little success of late playing at the wing, but he's a very strong defender as well. Nice to have versatile players like that, and this has been a growing season. Cardinals hoping that they can take a big step tonight as they head towards the end of the 2019-2020 schedule. The final game of their home schedule comes up next. Cardinals and the Stars after this on CTN. Back at the Coon Rapids Ice Center, just about ready to drop the puck between the Cardinals and the Stars. On paper, the Stars look much better.
Yep.
How much difference does the strength of schedule factor in? And Coon Rapids without a number of players, a couple sidelined on penalty calls from the last game, and others that they've had nicked up all season long. Trying to keep it down deep in the Stars' end early. Scooped out by Ethan Howard. Can't get past Ryan Corey. Forced back deep. Zaire tied up there by Cleansing. It tries to center. Stepping up is Van Holzen. A good shot turned away by the keeper.
A nice rebound out front, too. Unfortunately, the Cardinal was not there to get a whack at it.
Corey again able to hold the blue line on the near side. Back behind the net is Zaire. Pass taken away. The shot by Aker hit a body. Deflected to the corner. Played back out front by Corey. And finally, here come the Stars. Firing it out to center. Jake Corey passes across. Went off the skate of Van Holzen. Recovered by Howard, who gets it into the Coon Rapids zone. Both teams getting some fresh legs out there. Pass up the middle, bounces away from Koval. And retreating with it is Pulsifer. They'll regroup far side for Baumgarten. Play it ahead. Deflected all the way down deep. And that one kind of took a weird hop on Connor Wise, but able to play it safely to a teammate. And now here's Koval trying to force it into the zone, but would have been offside. And the Stars will regroup again. Baumgarten near side for Sawada. His pass will make Blattner turn it back to the near side. And now fired all the way in by Pulsifer. Van Holzen, first one there off the glass, stopped up by Clark. His pass bounced around and stayed inside the Coon Rapids zones. Sent in deep by Rutledge. Van Holzen pressured there by Stelmach. To Koval. Koval ahead. It skips past Clark. But icing is going to be waved off as it's recovered by Baumgarten behind his own net. Reverses Stanley. Forces it ahead and all the way down, and then coming way out for it is Connor Wise. He's able to get it past the blue line. And that gives the Cardinals a chance to come with speed. Alex Billy can't get past the stick check of Howard. Turned around by the Stars again. It comes down in front, and it's backhanded away by Wise. Broken up there by Stanley out front. And just missing wide with it was Dunnick. Dunnick bodied to the boards by Ellenson. Ellenson's trying to keep with Stelmach now. He turned, lost the handle, played out to the point. Backhanded into the near corner by Howard. Stelmach trying to get it back to the point. He'll have some room in the corner. Back out to the point. Shot stopped up in front. Kicked away by Espinoza. Then another shot hits traffic, and Alex Billy trying to get out of the zone. Ellenson pokes it into the Stars end. Recovering there with it is Zeifer. Zier will skate across center. Play it in to the right of Connor Wise. Poked along, but staying inside, and now played in deep by the Stars. Espinoza recovers, knocked off his stick. He stays with it. Klinzing trying to work it up the board. Puck comes free out to the slot. Save made by Connor Wise on the shot by Berkey. Centering pass just out of the reach of Berkey, goes all the way back down. And Sawada will play it across for Howard and then get it back, and it takes a weird bounce in on.
It really did.
In on Tangen. Unfortunately, he was paying attention. A couple of weird bounces near the net early on in this first period.
Well, one of the keys for Coon Rapids, Joe, you know, in the games we've done, and you've seen a lot more than I, but keeping the puck out of your own D zone, and they've struggled with that this year. And River Lakes is looking to see if they can apply some pressure here early down in the Cardinal end.
Van Holzen trying to escape Pulsifer. Has to turn back and then back up the boards for Klinzing. He flips it up high and out of the zone. Race at the other end. First one there is Baumgarten. He'll go behind the net, trailed by Aker, gets it ahead. And out to center comes Blattner. Blattner goes across to his backhand. Not a lot on that shot, kicked away. And then another shot hits the side of the cage. Corey tied up along the back end, boards by Blattner. Centering pass deflected away by Van Holzen and played out to center by the Cardinals. Recovering just inside his own zone is Zier. That pass out of reach, icing waved off as it's recovered by Espinoza. Gary Koval to center, dumps it right in on Tangen. Turning from the pressure is Howard. Howard will flip it up the glass out to center. Dunnick tied up by Blakowiak. Blakowiak able to get to the loose puck, play it ahead. That was deflected away by Stanley. All the way down, icing waved off. Nathan Clark going to be the first one there, but then it's swept away by Zier. Back to the near side boards. Blakowiak, beautiful hold at the blue line. Plays it high off the glass. And Clark able to battle for it and have a little room. Centering pass. Deflected in on Tangen, but he was ready for it. He was at a steal by Clark. A shot hit a shin pad out to Blakowiak. Bobbled it, plays it in deep. Swept out front by Koval, but stopped up there by Stelmach, and he'll fire it out to center.
Carr's looking to get a little pressure down in the end of River Lakes.
Nice job by Kamani Poor to stay on side. Blakowiak fans on the shot. Puck in the corner. Koval just outraced 3 guys who were closer to him to just walk in front. None of the Stars wanted it. Shot from a pretty easy save there for Tangen, but the pressure is building in the offensive end for Coon Rapids.
Coach Zach Johnson for the Stars, he told me that they really live and die by their presence in their D zone. And so right now, Coon Rapids doing a good job of applying some pressure, just trying to get some shots on goal. Officially on the clock, just 2 in this period. I think they did miss 1. Nonetheless.
Played out front. Racine had his stick tied up, not able to pull the trigger. Pulsifer to center for the Stars. He'll dump it in deep. Wise will leave it behind the net. Reversed by Pack. Van Holzen head up. Will skate. His shot hit a skate. Recovered by Pack. He'll retreat behind his own net. Pushed along for Ellenson. His pass ahead didn't click. Forced back into the zone by Rutledge. Here's Van Holzen to Alex Billy into the zone. Billy is shot. Glove saved by Tangen. Bobbled it, but the whistle goes. And another face-off in the River Lakes end. Just under 10 minutes to go, and the clock's still going. We only lost about 5 seconds.
Joe, I think that Coach Frock also feels that the Cardinals, they should be able to try and use their team speed here tonight and see if they can, we've seen that a little bit in winning battles to the puck, and that's going to be important here as this game continues to unfold.
Bullard fires it around far side. They spring it out. Out here, Stelmach with speed, tied up by Ryan Corey. Good back check. They sprung it to Dunnick at the blue line, and then he's had Stelmach with speed, but just unable to pull the trigger. Stanley behind the net, lost the edge. Got it back to Dunnick. Dunnick tied up, plays it back behind. Aker chops at it, recovered by Ryan Corey. Joey Klinzing. And he delayed too long, and in offside was Jake Van Holzen.
I see the time remaining, 9:21 in the first period. No score between these two teams. Not a lot of action for the goaltenders yet. 3 shots on net by the Cardinals, 2 for the River Lake Stars. Here, see head coach Aaron Frock.
Sawada plays it across, moved ahead. Blakowiak just in his zone, plays it back out to center, skips away from Clark. He gives chase. Sawada gets there first, across for Baumgarten, back to Sawada in front of his own net. Sawada, cross-ice pass, deflected away from Sherrill. It'll run out of speed, and so no icing as Blakowiak tied up behind the net by Bjerke. Monty Poor battling in there for the Cardinals as well. Dug free by Blakowiak and played to the near corner for Espinoza. Up the boards for Koval. Here's Nathan Clark. And Clark couldn't put on the brakes quickly enough. Another offside.
I think it's really important for Coon Rapids to see if they can get the first goal here. It'd be nice to play a hockey game without the kind of pressure of trying to fight back into a hockey game. And if they can get that first goal, puts a little more pressure on River Lakes.
Racine can't glove it down. A chance going the other way for Rutledge. He'll fire high and wide, and it'll careen out to near the blue line where it's kept in by Howard. Howard down into the corner, spinning away from the pressure from Espinoza. Centers, that's broken up by Blakowiak. Espinoza gets it for Billy, and Billy into the neutral zone. Sends it in deep, and he'll give chase. Billy trying to battle, but pushed away by Bullard up the near boards. Stars able to force it out to center. Racine plays it right back in. Cardinals have to tag up as Bullard recovers behind his own net. Bullard near side for Pulsifer. High off the glass, back out to center. Klinzing will give chase and catch up with it at the top of his defensive zone. Plays it across. Ellenson. Too much on it, trying to get it to Racine. It's turned around by Howard. Bumped off it is Dunnick. Aker forces it into the zone. Batted out to center ice, where it's recovered by Jake Corey across to Joey Klinzing. He deflects it in and will pressure Sawada behind the net. Sawada gets it right back, lost the handle. High off the glass, back out to center, and back to the Coon Rapids end. Van Holzen chased all the way down. It's tipped away from him by Stanley. Behind the net is Stelmach. He's tied up. Stanley has it back. He tries to get it to the point. Mishandled but recovered nicely by Baumgarten to play it in deep. Stelmach waits behind the net. Stelmach out to the point for Sawada. Across for Baumgarten. His pass taken away by Klinzing. Not able to get it out of the zone. Corey does do so, but Stanley sends it right back in deep. Behind is Van Holzen, pressured by Dunnick. Gets it to Corey behind the net. That pass missed Aker. Shot from the point, turned away by the stick of Connor Wise. Out to the near point this time. That shot high and wide through the traffic. Out of the reach of Dunnick in the corner. Recovering low is Shearer, trying to play it out front. Stelmach looks, waits, plays it out to the point. Zier back. That's broken up. The Cardinals can't clear. Big hit in the corner by Van Holzen. At least allows them to get to center. Poked along by Jake Corey. Ryan Corey will flip it into the zone. Coon Rapids getting a line change. Nice long pass by the netminder Tangen, and it's sent in deep by Stelmach.
Yeah, both teams getting a change.
Dylan Pack to Harry Koval. His pass in the skates of Kamani Poor. Poked along by Dylan Pack. Back at his own blue line is Howard. Across and now up the boards by Zier. Tapped into the zone by Shearer. Right back out by the Cardinals. In on the backhand. Deflects away from Dylan Pack, and he'll give chase into the corner. Pack, long pass for Harry Koval near side. Koval through the traffic. Got to Kamani Poor, but Poor trying to battle through a good stick check. Played the line, not out. The shot by Espinoza right into the chest of Tangen. And we'll have another offensive zone faceoff for the Cardinals. Just a tick under 5 minutes remain in the first period. Still no score.
Yeah, and Coon Rapids again getting some pressure down in the defensive end of the Stars. You're going to see a shot by Espinoza, but as you mentioned, right into the chest. Easy save for the Stars keeper.
Baumgarten flips it ahead. Creating the race for Rutledge. Coming out to play it is Wise. Plays it to the board. Gives his defense a chance to catch up. Espinoza pressured. Can't get it out of the zone. Comes back to Dylan Pack. To Espinoza. Tipped to the line, but held in there by Sawada. Espinoza can't clear. Great jumping save by Colton Baumgarten. And that should be a hand pass. Clearly went off the hand of Joel Sawada, but not called.
Well, they haven't been calling much. It's been pretty clean so far in this first period.
Played out front, but only one there is Espinoza. Hard off the near boards. That'll be icing. And a face-off coming back in the Coon Rapids end.
Well, again, the Stars looking to try and generate some offense here. Now they're down in the Cardinal D zone. But the Coon Rapids doing a pretty good job of really taking the puck out and not letting their offense get set up. And just 2 shots on goal so far in the first period for River Lakes.
Stelmach able to win the draw. Back to Zier. That shot misses wide, and then out front. And Tanner Stanley pops it in the back door. And sometimes the plays just go your way.
Yes, they do, and that they did for the Stars and Tanner Stanley. As that puck was right there. It's going to be his 12th goal of the season.
I mean, almost a bounce pass from Sam Zier off the end boards. Yeah, I don't know that that's what he was trying to do, but it worked out well.
Not much Connor Wise can do with that.
So Coon Rapids, although getting some decent opportunities and feeling pretty good through most of this first period, find themselves trailing with just a couple of minutes remaining. Dunnick taken into the backboard by Dylan Pack. Billy is that's Jake Corey. Never going to get those two confused. Not a lot on that shot from Zaire, and easy save for Connor Wise.
Well, it's a big goal for River Lakes. Offensively, they really haven't been able to put much together, but they get the perfect bounce off the back wall. The way it caromed off, and right place, right time, he's able to knock it in.
Played around for Josh Aker. He fans on the pass, turned right back into the zone by Bennett Bjerke. Overskated by Blakowiak, recovered by Shiro. Shiro plays it around near side, tie up there, and it's going to end up and out of play.
Well, one of the things Zach Johnson, head coach for River Lake, said, we want to come here and we want to score first. We want to put pressure on the home squad, and that's what they've done.
Out to the point, Sawada is shot, deflected out front, ends up in the far corner. First one there is Blattner. He's taken to the boards by Poor. And this is Espinoza ahead, trying to get it to Koval, but it was just out of his reach. Sawada will reverse for Baumgarten. He's stopped up there by Nathan Clark. Buck back behind the net. Sawada recovers. Near side for Pulsifer. Pulsifer tied up. And now the Stars able to flip it up and out of the zone. Poor's pass picked off. Would have been offside. Blakowiak passes. Nobody there. Icing waved off as Howard recovers behind his own net. Near side, Pulsifer. Long pass, skips away from Espinoza. Espinoza into the corner for it with Rutledge right with him. Rutledge trying to force it toward the front of the net. Take it away by Kamani Poor. Poor to Koval, knocked away by Stelmach. Stelmach bumped. Puck went loose. And now just sent the length by Koval, and that's okay. That was nearly a dangerous turnover at the top of the zone,
yes,
sending their top player in. But Blakowiak didn't knock him to the ice, but he did stand him up and at least separate him from puck and allow the Cardinals to clear.
Yeah, and they've struggled in that area, turning the puck over in their own D zone this season. So certainly can ill afford to do that again, and
especially down here 1-0.
Right, and put it on the stick of their top scorer.
Correct. Face-off win by Racine, fired around by Dylan Pack. And out to center with it is Ellenson. Ellenson will take the shot, the save, and the hold by Tangen.
Well, in the last minute 42, if the Cards, let's see if the Cards here can generate some pressure in on net. Love to be able to knot this one up before that minute 42 runs out.
Racine forcing the issue in the corner. Billy battles along the end boards. Four-man tie-up. Digging for it is Racine. Comes free for Abe Bullard. He's not able to get it out of the zone, though. Here's Corey to Billy. Bounces away from him. Corey had a touch on it again. Loose puck out. Dylan Pack had a stick on it and then able to get it in deep again. Bullard behind his own net. High off the glass. Gets past Van Holzen and all the way down. Right on net, so no icing, and Wise will wisely cover up.
Yeah, he had a couple skaters in there coming inside, and he knew that that was a smart thing to do, is just force that face off to his right.
Quick shot off the face-off. Blocker saved by Wise. Poor flips it along the boards and gives chase. Sawada there first. Sawada behind his own net will dump it back for Baumgarten. Ahead to Blattner. And Rutledge into the zone. His shot high and wide. Sawada keeps it in at the near side. Pakowiak ahead for Koval. 2-on-1 with Clark. Clark back to Koval. Koval, a big save by Tangen.
Boy, that was huge. It was a nice setup offensively for Coon Rapids. They had the advantage, and nice little pass over to Harry Koval. Unfortunately, he couldn't get it in, but you're right, great save.
Yeah, this sophomore
that was
class,
their chance.
There's a lot of juniors in the program, a large junior class that has some talent. But this sophomore class, to be contributing the way they have early, and there you saw two of them, Nathan Clark and Harry Koval. Kamani Poor, also one of the team's leading scorers. Another look at it.
Yeah, I'm looking at the feed by Clark, too. It's just a really nice job putting it right on Koval's stick. But give credit to Tangen doing a nice job of getting the pad on it.
Bullard looks at the clock, lets the buzzer sound, and the Stars will take a 1-0 lead into the locker room. Cardinals with some good opportunities, but find themselves trailing. We'll take a break and get some first period reaction after this. You're watching live boys high school hockey on CTN. Back at the Crick, River Lakes leading Coon Rapids 1-0 after the first period. We're joined now by Cardinal head coach Aaron Frock. And Coach, your thoughts on that first period?
We're really flat, not a lot of heart, not a lot of effort. So that's why River Lakes was able to take advantage and put that first puck in.
Yeah, tough first goal to give it up. I mean, it came off the back wall, and he was in the perfect position. Connor really couldn't do anything to make that save.
Well, if our defenseman was there and picked up his stick, that puck's just going to keep traveling. The thing is we're really letting them win a lot of puck races, and that's why we're not playing a lot in our end.
Obviously, a couple games left, one game left after this to get ready for sections. It's been a tough year. Your message on what they need to do for the final stretch of the year?
Biggest thing, it's got to go back to the attitude and effort. The biggest thing is we got to get our effort up. We need to get our compete level up. We have to get our heart here so we can actually start to compete. When we get to sections, it's going to be a whole different story because we're going to have a whole different game plan. But if we don't have effort, we don't have anything.
All right, well, thank you for joining us. Good luck the rest of the way. We'll take another break. Be back with first period stats and highlights after this. You're watching CTN's live coverage of boys high school hockey.
How will 2020 census data be used? Where there are more people, there are more needs for public services. That's why the census is used by the government to inform funding decisions each year. But that's not all. It's also used by nonprofits to inform services, by businesses to create jobs, and even by students for school projects. Understanding how the population changes helps us shape communities across the country for the better. Shape your future. Start here. Visit 2020census.gov.
Back at the Crick, first intermission, River Lakes up 1-0. Coon Rapids did generate some offense, kept the play in the River Lakes end, probably a little bit more than they had it in their own defensive end.
That's true.
But at the end of the period, end of 17 minutes, there's only one tally on the board, and it's for the visitor.
Well, and they had a really good opportunity late in that period, unfortunately. A nice save made by the River Lakes goaltender, and they couldn't get that equalizer to put it to 1-1. Coach a little disappointed when we talked to him, and I understand that. The effort, he doesn't feel the effort was there in that first period, and I'm sure that the boys will hear about it in between.
And we'll see if he's able to spark a fire in the second. Not a ton of action at either end, especially through the first 7 to 10 minutes of this period. Coon Rapids, like I said, getting some possession time in deep. Not a lot of great looks in on Tangen. but they at least spent some time down here. Good shot from the point from Dominic Espinoza, but then off a face-off win, the shot off the back boards and right to Rutledge to put home. And then this is the chance you mentioned, a 2-on-1 for Koval and Clark. And Tangut denies Koval in close, keeps it a 1-0 lead for his squad.
Not a lot of offense. You can see 6 shots on goal for the Cards, 4 for the Stars. And, you talked about that goal that they did get. Coach a little disappointed the defensive effort wasn't there to make it a little more difficult for him. But nonetheless, they'll regroup, come out. They're down just 1 goal. And they'll have an opportunity to see what they can do in the second period.
A lot more hockey action to go. Red is in the house for the final home game for his Cardinals. See if they can come from behind. Cardinals and the Stars back on the ice after this. Back at Coon Rapids Ice Center, about ready to drop the puck. Period number 2. Unique face-off with Van Holzen and Corey up on the wings. They win the draw. Clark flips it in on the backhand. Kick back to Stelmach, and Stelmach on his horse through the neutral. Tipped away by Jake Corey, drops it off. And then trying to get it back to him was Dunnick. Dunnick with it now back behind the net. Ridden off. Poked out to center by Coon Rapids. Clark bothering Zaire in the corner. Koval pressuring Howard on the other side. Dunnick tied up by Poor. Tipped away from Stelmach, back to Dunnick. Dunnick will flip it back behind for Zaire and then get it right back. Is Howard in the corner and back to Zaire. Ahead to Stanley. Stanley nearly had it taken away, but gets it to Stelmach. Stelmach trying to get around the corner out front. And fortunately for Coon Rapids, in the skates of Dunnick.
Yeah, fortunately, right. Because it was a great pass to him, and just couldn't connect the way they wanted to. We'll see what kind of energy the Cards come out here with after Coach very disappointed with the lack of energy in that first
Dunnick
period.
to Rutledge, the shot, the save, and the cover for Connor Wise.
And again, kind of just turned that puck over and an opportunity for the Stars. Now, it's important for Coon Rapids to answer next, and I really feel that. Because the more pressure they feel, the tougher it is for them.
Rutledge's pass broken up by Blakowiak, picked up by Billy in the corner. He had it taken away by Blattner and played back in deep. Blakowiak behind for Espinoza. He'll flip it up off the boards. It's off the stick of Baumgarten, so no icing. Baumgarten back behind, knocked away from Sawada. Racine recovers, tries to play to the point. That was broken up by Pulsifer and played out to center. Espinoza plays it ahead, then forces his way to the blue line and now sends it across. Turns, shoots to the far corner. Rutledge waits, flips it, and that's going to go all the way down. It'll be an icing. And a face-off back in the River Lakes end. They do like the stretch pass. They like to try and sneak the weak side wing out, create foot races.
Coach Johnson said consistency in all 3 zones really is an important key for us tonight and really all season long. They're getting ready for their sections. They feel they'll get the 3rd or the 4th seed, an opportunity to play at home for their first game.
Steal behind the net by Koval, tried to come out front. That pass deflected and got away from Nathan Clark, and on the race now is Shiro. Out front, the save by Connor Wise coming across to shut down Tanner Stanley on the doorstep.
Another good offensive opportunity for River Lakes.
Well, and both the Both of those rushes, the weak side defense sunk to the puck and left that pass open. That pass cannot get through. That's what gets you in trouble. Tanner Stanley a chance in close now with it back behind the net.
Well, certainly the defense can't afford to stand around either.
Shot blocked by Poor. Tipped ahead by Clark. Clark looking for help. Got it to Poor. Poor bumped off the puck by Stanley. Recovering in his own zone is Howard to Stanley at center ice. He's knocked off it by Van Holzen, but into the zone comes Stelmach. The shot, the save, and the cover for Connor Wise.
Stelmach did a nice job of controlling the puck and really controlling and getting it back to himself to give him that opportunity. He is their leading scorer. 15 goals, 17 assists on the season. Again, getting that breakaway and an opportunity there to slide that puck over, and a nice job. Wise getting a piece of it.
Espinoza kicking and pushing it along the boards. Billy there to help out. It's forced back toward the corner by the Stars. Cards reverse. Espinoza trying to work it up those boards again. And again, the Stars able to shut it. Now finally forced out to center by Coon Rapids. Back in his own zone is Colton Baumgarten to the line. Sent back in by Blakowiak, and here comes Baumgarten. Baumgarten around the corner, sticked away by Blakowiak. Back behind the net is Espinoza. Espinoza. Pass behind Billy, and it's tracked down in the Stars zone by Zaire. Zaire, long pass. Deflected by Espinoza, so no icing. Blakowiak sends it around behind. First one there was Blattner. Blattner behind the net. Tried to get it back to him. Blakowiak gets it out of the zone. Offside will give Coon Rapids an opportunity here. Long pass off the boards for Van Holzen. Hit the official, stayed close. The first dump attempt also hit the official, so it kind of worked out even. Blakowiak can't get past Rutledge. Rutledge out to the point. Howard with it. He'll take his shot. That deflects wide into the near corner. Blattner back out to the point and gets it right back from Zaire. Blattner lost it. Zaire will take the shot. Misses well wide. Howard steps up and keeps it in. Howard bumped in the corner. Racine recovers for Coon Rapids. Played right back out to Zaire. He leaves it. And the shot by Blattner is blocked out front. Howard dancing in the corner, trying to play it out front. Tied up was Pulsifer, and that allows Wise to hop on top of it. Pulsifer tied up nicely by Van Holzen, not allowed to get to the puck. Give his goalie an opportunity to cover it up.
So far here in the second period, the Stars out shooting the Cards 4-0. Cardinals yet to get a good look down in the other end.
Tie up off the draw. Koval able to get it to Clark. Clark to Poor. Poor will backhand it in deep. Tangen will leave it behind. Koval, first one there. Back pass. Clark popped it up over the net.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was a good opportunity for Coon Rapids.
Stars clear at the length of the ice, but too slow. Icing waved off. Espinoza off the dasher, out of the reach of Clark. Turned around by Baumgarten and sent back in deep by Stanley. Aker up the boards. Held at the line by Sawada. He shoots. Save made by Connor Wise.
Easy opportunity for Connor there, just relatively softly into his midsection. And the Cardinals here with their best chance. As that puck cleared out, just as you mentioned, up and over. A little bit too much on that shot.
I think Kumani was out there with Clark and Koval, so an all sophomore line up front for the Cardinals. That one taken away by Racine, trying to get it to Ellenson. Ellenson tied up, but able to get it into the zone. Dumped in deep by Racine. Recovering behind the net is Howard. Howard will play it back behind. Zaire waits and back to Howard in the near corner. Howard pressured by Ellenson. Stelmach can't get it out past Espinoza. Recovering is Howard. He circles back up the board for Stanley. Stanley stopped up by Espinoza. Plays it down low. Turning shot by Ellenson misses wide. Dunnick just chops it out to neutral ice. Racine back in his own zone. Off the boards. That's got to get out of the zone. And Aker knocked to the ground, but no call. He probably had a little retaliatory call, hook that was also not called. No penalties called in tonight's contest.
No, they've been calling it. They've been playing it clean. They're not calling anything here.
That's how you do it.
So
Throw
far.
it all the way down on net.
Yep.
Espinoza stops up the momentum. Here's Koval. Koval out front. Espinoza is saved by Tangen in close again.
Yeah, they pushed that. Dominic pushed that puck in on net. And a good job taking it away, and a nice setup. He's going to get the pass from, I believe, from Koval. Yep.
Face-off win. The shot by Corey. The rebound chance by Poor turned away. And Pulsifer able to play it out to center. Jake Corey will send it back in deep. Tangen stops it behind his own net. Poor there to pressure. Taken away by Clark out front and just out of the reach of Koval. Battling for it is Van Holzen. His pass taken away by Baumgarten. Baumgarten will get it back into the zone. Trying to feed back out front. But Blattner was being tied up by Van Holzen. Clark waits. Gets it ahead for Koval. Koval sends it along and gets around the check of Baumgarten. Sawada leaves it for Baumgarten in the near corner. Pass did not click, but icing waved off. Van Holzen gets it back up the near board. Clark trying to avoid a couple of bodies coming at him. Koval finally able to get it out of the zone, but pass doesn't click with Kamani Poor. Stars back in their own zone. Stopped at the line by Koval, but right to the stick of Stelmach. Stelmach all the way to the other end. Circles, looks, plays out front. Again, the pass in the skates. This one's still loose. Out to the point. A fired shot missed wide by Bullard. Both Dunnick and Stanley were on the doorstep. Stanley was being tied up. Dunnick had it in his skates. And it was just out of the reach of Connor Wise, who was forced to go back and forth and try and keep his eye on the puck.
Well, a couple of really good chances. They just couldn't get the stick on the puck for the Stars.
Corey keeps it in at the line. Billy in close, a shot up over the net. Blakowiak steps down, plays it in deep to Racine. Tried to get it back to Billy. It's broken up. Dunnick's pass out of the reach of Stanley. Kept out of the zone by Van Holzen. Howard steps up just as Stanley cleared the zone, and Ethan Howard able to walk in, go to the backhand, and put the Stars on top by 2.
Yeah, that time Howard just got around the defense, and it was a pretty goal with that backhand shot. But again, defense not getting back, doing what they need to do to prevent that opportunity for River Lakes, and that's a pretty goal.
Well, Stanley had just gotten back on side. He gets around one defender, steps back across, and it's a lot for the goaltender to try and go side to side with a guy in that tight.
That's Howard's 10th goal of the season for the River Lake Stars. And all of a sudden, now they're with less than 7 minutes remaining. They are up 2-0.
Still plenty of game.
Yes, plenty of
game.
game.
Rapids certainly did not want to find themselves behind 2.
No, and again, they're having trouble scoring. And so the more difficult situation it is for them, the further they fall behind, the more difficult it is for them to make that comeback.
Sawada behind his own net, reverses. Clark Sweeps it out to the point. Blakowiak trying to get it back to him. Stopped up by Baumgarten. Forced out to center by Rutledge. And Pulsifer able to chase it into the far corner. Reversed by Espinoza, and then gets it back from Poor. And pokes it along all the way back to the River Lakes end. Tangen taps it to Sawada. Sawada rings it around the boards, out of the reach of Clark. Kamani Poor back into his own end. Poor with speed into the zone, kicked right back to him. A shot misses wide. And now here's Baumgarten. Up the near wing, cuts back across, loses the handle. Rutledge able to force it in for the Stars. Espinoza taps it to Koval, who sends it the length of the ice. Icing waved off as it went through a myriad of Rivers Lakes legs. Stars able to sweep it out to center. Blakowiak sends it right back in deep. Tangen will leave behind the net. Sawada rings it around for Stanley. Stanley off the boards, out to center, right back in by Blakowiak. Howard behind his own net. Will swing it around for Dunnick. Stopped up by Aker. Aker still pressuring. Had it momentarily and then poked free in. Here's Tanner Stanley in a race. Tracked down by Aker, and Aker holds his line and won't let him get back in front of the net. Out to the point, Howard is shot. That's deflected and goes wide. And we're going to see our first penalty of the game. It's going to go against Coon Rapids. Van Holzen will go for the hook.
So it took till about 5 minutes remaining here in period number 2 for our first infraction. And the River Lakes Stars will get an opportunity to go on the power play for the first time tonight, obviously. Try to increase their lead. As mentioned, Van Holzen will take a seat in the sin bin.
Well, now with a 2-goal lead, the Stars gaining a little bit. That was pretty soft.
Yeah.
And when I say pretty soft, that was really soft. But it's the way they saw it.
Well, the Cardinals could ill afford to give up a goal in this situation. Already trailing 2-0.
Baumgarten's pass goes out, and that'll be offside.
Yeah, he just couldn't hold the puck.
Shot from the point, kicked away, rebound, and a goal is second of the game for Tanner Stanley.
Yeah, and again, that not much Connor can do on that. That rebound came out to his left, and relatively easy goal. His 13th of the season now after getting his second. We'll see it again as the pass is. The shot
Not
here,
a lot
and then
on
there
the
you see
shot
the rebound.
by Blattner, but
yeah, easy goal for the
Tanner
Stars.
Stanley not being tied up, able to get to it and tuck it home and give the Stars a 3-goal lead. A lot of smiles on the visiting bench.
Joe, we talked about, maybe, the attitude, the confidence level of this team, and certainly now you're down 3-0. It's got to really hurt that confidence level. The guys trying to fight back.
A goal before the end of the period would be huge. Espinoza, shot misses high and wide. Swat at it by Clark, but it's recovered by Baumgarten. He plays it up the boards, and 2 Stars behind the Cardinal defenders. Taking it around is Berkey. He'll play it out to the point. Sawada. Sawada's shot is blocked. He's able to glove it down, play it back in deep. Espinoza avoids some pressure. Cross-ice pass taken away by Baumgarten. He'll step in. Knocked away from him, but right to Shirel.
Cart being outshot 8-3 here in period number 2.
Espinoza gets it to Koval, flips it to Clark. Clark to Poor, who's got speed to center. He's being tracked down by Pulsifer. Poor plays it into the corner. Bumped by Baumgarten along the end board. Koval trying to send it back in deep. Recovered by Blattner, and Blattner will skate to center. Blattner into the zone. Spins away, gets it to Rutledge. Rutledge's shot, the save, and the hold for Connor Wise.
Again, another opportunity for River Lakes. So they're able to keep pressure down in the Cardinal end.
Tie up off the draw. Quick shot by Pulsifer. Blocker saved by Wise. Glove down by Corey, but left there. Blattner plays it back in deep. Aker stops up behind his own net. His pass taken away, centered. Rutledge a chance, kicked away by Wise. Oh, another chance right on the doorstep. Backhander by Blattner is held onto by Wise. The spot at the top of the crease has turned into the Monopoly free parking.
Yeah, it really has. And again, just
this should never
pressure.
happen.
No.
Look at how much time he has to stand on the doorstep.
Yeah, there's no defender over there to give him any trouble. And of course, they'll take that all day long.
Stanley back to the corner and then lets it go around. Dunnick will sweep it back in for Stelmach, and then it was knocked down right back to him. Dunnick, the shot that deflects wide. Stanley bumped off it by Van Holzen. Van Holzen's pass taken away by Stelmach. Stelmach across for Howard. Howard is shot through traffic. Another save by Wise. And another face-off in the Coon Rapids end. 2:24 to go, period number 2.
Yeah, I mean, again, continued pressure in on Connor Wise.
Ringing it around the boards is Blakowiak. Keeping it in over there is Bullard. Espinoza flips it up the board. Bullard stops again, but it's poked free by Tucker Anderson. Espinoza gets it to Billy. Billy into the zone, knocked away from him. Here's Espinoza's shot. Then misses wide, and it ends up all the way back in the Coon Rapids end.
Yeah, that puck whistled wide.
Pass a little bit behind Tucker Anderson, and recovered by Alex Billy. His shot misses wide. Took a weird bounce off the end boards, nearly got in behind Tangen. But fortunately for the Stars, he's able to hold tight. Stelmach sends it off the glass. Stanley across, back door. Tipped just wide by Dunnick. Here's Stanley, down low. Dunnick tripped over his laces. Out to the point. Baumgarten can't get it past Espinoza, who sends it back out. Icing waved off. Harry Koval giving chase. Sawada reverses. Long pass to center. Shirel able to poke it into the zone as we enter the final minute of the second period. Shirel gets it right back behind the net. Poked away. Gets it back. Sawada send it back in deep. Brady Olson in the corner. Knocked off it by Corey. Centering pass, still loose, bouncing around. Espinoza able to clear. Clark gets it to Corey, to Koval into the zone. Under 30 seconds. Koval taken to the boards by Sawada. Espinoza keeps it behind the net. Poked away by Olson. Olson gets it ahead. Tipped out to center by Berkey. Berkey into the zone. He's got a 2-on-1. Pass out front, broken up by Kamani Poor.
Yeah, nice play by Kamani to break that up.
Espinoza will dump it in. Poor play it toward the net. Tangen taps it away with the stick. The buzzer sounds. And the River Lake Stars will go to the locker room up by 3 as they capitalized a couple of times in the second period. We'll take a break. Hopefully hear from head coach Zach Johnson right after this You're watching live high school hockey on CTN.
Hey! Okay.
If you love me enough to tolerate my perfect little pets and all their glorious dander, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
River Lakes extends its lead with a couple of goals in the second period, including one on the power play, up 3-0. We're joined by Stars head coach Zach Johnson. And, Coach, you got to like the way they picked it up a notch in period number 2.
Yeah, when we emphasize making simple plays and getting pucks deep, letting our forecheck go to work, a lot of good things happen. And, it's not overcomplicated. It's just stress and simple hockey.
Yeah, quite a difference in the offense from the first period to the second period. You talked to me a little bit about, you're gearing up for sections, and this would be a good opportunity for you to see where your squad is at.
Absolutely. We told the guys before the game, this is, we got 2 games left to prep ourselves for sections, and we want to play within ourselves, and we don't have to worry much about other opponents. Just kind of focus on the things that we need to do well.
And what is the message going into this third period?
Keep the foot on the pedal. Stay disciplined, stay out of the box, and keep our feet moving and get pucks deep, and good things have been happening for us.
All right, well, thanks for joining us. Good luck the rest of the way. We'll take a break. Be back with second period highlights after this. You're watching live high school hockey on CTN.
Multitask.
Back at the Crick, it's River Lakes 3, Coon Rapids 0. And, after the first period, Coon Rapids had provided some pressure, but not been able to capitalize. They were down 1-0. This second period, the Stars really elevated their game and made it more difficult for the Cardinals to get it out of their own net.
Coach Rock was unhappy with the guys in that first period. I would imagine he's more so here after period number 2. Really not a lot of effort coming out there, and the Stars saw that, and they took advantage of it, and they were able to play their game, as Coach Johnson said, and not worried about the opponent. They're just worried about improving until the section time. Cardinals have some work to do.
Yeah, and the Cardinals just have to look at it as go out and win period number 3. If they can get 3, tie it up and force a fourth, or even get 4 and get the win would be great. But, great save there by Connor Wise. Just too many good chances in close for these Stars in the second period. Coon Rapids did generate a couple of chances, but this one with Howard walking in around the corner, back to his backhand. Just too many white jerseys for him to get through that easily and get to the backhand. And then they get the power play. Good setup, good shot from Blattner. Right on the doorstep for his second of the night is Tanner Stanley.
Yeah, an easy goal there for Stanley to make it 3-0. And the Cards shot 13-3 in this second period, and again just not generating any offense. You made a point. They got to just come out and try and say we're going to win period number 3. They need some positives, Joe. I mean,
any they can get,
and because they've got an extremely tough game on Thursday night. Is it Thursday? Yeah, Thursday night. And then they start sections, and most likely than not, they're going to draw Blaine, and that's an extremely tough matchup.
Well, it's still 17 minutes to play here against the River Lakes Stars. Cardinals and the Stars in the third period right after this on CTN. Coon Rapids trailing 3-0 to start the third period.
Now looking to come out with some energy here in period number 3.
Tanner Stanley rips one wide for River Lakes. Pass behind Clark, but exits the zone. Stanley plays it right back in deep.
and more importantly, they need a goal. They need to get on the board.
Aker trying to play it ahead, broken up by Stanley. Aker gets it to Poor. His cross-ice pass is behind everyone and all the way down. Flipped behind by Sam Zier. Zier will get it right back in the near corner. Fans on the pass, tipped ahead by Stelmach. Dunick gets it to Rutledge, who taps it in deep, but touched last before the red line, so that's icing. And a face-off all the way back in the River Lakes end.
Now, Cards like to see if they can try and dominate down in the River Lakes end here in this third period. Haven't been able to do so yet in this game, but they too need something positive before they hit sections, just to go in on a good note if they can.
Rutledge fires it wide. Sawada can't get it past the block of Ellenson. Forced up the boards. Sawada able to keep it in, play it down into the far corner. Dylan Pack behind for Espinoza. Espinoza off the boards. Billy at center. Billy plays it in on Tangen and then pressures Sawada into the corner. Sawada will swing it around for Pulsifer. Kept in by Espinoza. Racine trying to center for Billy, but is bumped off the puck. Klinzig bumped on the far side, gets it back in behind. Racine pressuring, kept in again at the line by Espinoza. Shot kick wide by Sawada. Racine gets the steal, tries to center, hit the back of the cage. Baumgart bumped there by Klinzig. Able to come away with the puck. Play it off the glass to the line, a hold by Pack. And then Wheelan sends it back into the zone. Baumgarten ahead, deflected, icing waved off, and a race back to the corner. Pack behind his own net. Espinoza tries to flip it around Shiro. Flipped in by Corey, recovered by Baumgart. Into the middle, handcuffed Corey on the pass, able to recover. Centering pass onto the point. Espinoza across to Pack. Pack is shot. Cleansing, rebound chance off the side of the net. And Brady Olson will skate to center for River Lakes. Out to the point for Zier. Tried to pass back, taken away by Ryan Corey. Corey. Van Holzen. That pass didn't click, and it will turn into an icing.
So you 13:51 remaining in this contest, 3-0 River Lakes. Cardinals able to get a couple of shots here in this third period.
Cards win the drive, and Holzen wings it around high on the glass. Poor, able to kick it free, goes right to Baumgarten, or right to Stelmach, who sent it through the crease. Chase back to the other end is Sawada. Pressured behind the net by Nathan Clark. Digging it free is Baumgarten, and he'll skate to center. Baumgarten flips it in on Wise. Wise will cover up. And we'll have a face-off to his right. 13-7 to play, period 3.
Yeah, that was a slow-moving puck. Couple of stars coming in on net. Connor Wise made sure he covered that up, so there wasn't an opportunity for River Lakes.
Tie up on the truck. Quick shot deflected wide. Billy recovers in the corner, plays it behind for Espinoza. Pass just out of the reach of Racine, and that will be icing. Another face-off back in Coon Rapids end.
Yeah, just not being able to click anything offensively here. Pass is too long and forcing the action back in their end.
Stars win the draw. Shot fired wide by Howard. Billy pressured to the boards. Pack got it out to center. Turned right back in by Howard. A weird bounce out in front of the net. But no Stars in the zone as they had to tag up. That pass taken away by Rutledge. Able to poke it around Pack. Pokes free by Racine. Pack tossed to the ground by Rutledge. Recovered by Blattner. His shot ended up in somebody's equipment. And then Ellenson racing the other way for the Cardinals. Ellenson knocked off his feet, but able to provide some offensive pressure. Played back in again by Van Holzen. Wheelwood pressuring. Howard back to the near side for Bullard. Up for Pulsifer. He's knocked off the puck by Van Holzen. That puck came to center, and that will be offside on the Cardinals.
Yeah, no opportunity of holding that puck to try and bring that in. There were too many Cardinals in deep. I saw Alex Billy on the ice. He took a big shot earlier in that second period. Went into the boards hard. Came skating off to the bench, kind of dragging, holding his arm low. But it's good to see that he's back in there.
Another look at how he crashed awkwardly.
Yeah, he did. He took a hard hit on his shoulder, his right shoulder.
Wheel into cross. Corey leads for cleansing. His shot just misses. On for Berkey. He's slowed. Kept in by Van Holzen again. Corey can't keep it away from Sawada. Stars able to play it out to center. Sherrill in deep. Slowed and taken away, and then the pass given right back to Dunnick. You make that turnover.
No, you can't.
That's what happens each and every time, and
doing it all season
no
long.
chance for Connor Wise, as that pass was right on the stick of Dunnick walking in. You just can't make that cross-ice pass unless you know that you're going to get it all the way there. And now a 4-goal lead for the Stars.
That's Dunnick's 11th goal of the season. They've had their scoring, for the most part, spread out. One player with a couple of goals, but
2-on-1 for the Cardinals. Kamani Poor trying to get it across to Koval, but it was broken up. Centering pass. Koval had it poked away from him before he could pull the trigger. Sam Zier keeping a close eye on him out front. Dunnick sends it back down low. Stanley out front. Rebound chance on the backhand, and that bounced behind Connor and across the goal mouth, but stayed out. Stelmach has an assist, but looking to get his first goal of the evening. Here's Stelmach again. Blocker saved by Wise. Rutledge plays it back toward the net. Bukowiak to Koval. Cross ice behind Clark. And now just iced. Or it would have been iced, but it was thrown into the bench.
Yep.
By Kamani Poor.
Well, under 10 minutes remaining, Joe Yund, and Cardinals in a tough spot.
Well, situation desperate now.
Yeah, extremely so.
Played out to the point. Held there by Baumgarten. He'll get it back. Cross for Sawada and able to keep it in and poked free by Alex Billy. Sawada tracked into his own zone, lost an edge. Ryan Corey trying to center. That's broken up by Baumgarten, and Baumgarten going back the other way. Wide on Corey. Shot, save made by Wise. Can't cover. It's played to the corner.
Again, almost another turnover, almost there, which would have led to a goal.
Flipped in high into the near corner. Aker swings it ahead for Alex Billy. Billy through center will dump it and get a line change. Baumgarten behind his own net. And Blattner cross ice, bounce pass for Rutledge. Rutledge in alone. The save by Wise.
Yeah, again, Rutledge did a nice job of winning the race to the puck and getting behind the defense and then putting a shot in on Connor Wise. Connor covering that shot up, but again, another opportunity there for the River Lake Stars to increase their lead. Up 4-0 with 8:44 remaining.
Kept in at the blue line by Bullard. Puck just out of the reach of Sherrill. Again, played to the line, but not out. Sherrill with it. Wrists it wide. Dumped in by Bjerke. A shot in close. Turned away by Wise. Played out to center and all the way down. Wheelan trying to center. That hit escape. Racine tied up behind the net. Wheelan knocks Bullard off of it. Klinzing can't get free. Sherrill. And dumped in by Bjerke.
Yeah, smart move. You got to get a change. Dump that puck down deep.
Espinoza fires it back out to center. Sawada across for Baumgarten. Gets it right back. The head broken up by Harry Koval. No, that's Dominic Espinoza. That's Harry Koval. Koval trying to center. Taken away by Stelmach, and he heads the other way. Stelmach up top. Shot by Stanley. Turned away with the blocker by Wise. Stelmach from way up top, and Wise will hold and cover.
Yeah, he took that shot kind of falling down, and it went right on net.
Stelmach a chance in close. Wise wasn't sure where the rebound went, but it leads to a 3-on-2 for the Cardinals. Poor shot, deflected up and out of play.
Again, taking that shot from deep with a 3-on-2 break, may have had an opportunity to move it in a little bit closer before they got an opportunity to take a shot on goal. But nonetheless, that play will force the face-off to the left of Drew Tangen.
Off the draw, Ryan Corey out of the reach of Cody Novak. I believe his first varsity appearance of the season, along with Austin Copeland on the near wing. Out front, deflected just wide. Pulsifer sends it around, and Howard was not home, so he'll have to go all the way back down to the other end. Espinoza plays it across, dumped in on the backhand by Jake Corey. Behind his own net is Howard. Swings it around, Corey will send it right back in deep. Pulsifer to the line, kept in by Espinoza. Pulsifer up into the
It's not coming
rafters,
back.
and it is not coming down.
Hello.
It was right in front of us.
Uh-huh. Those Velcro on the puck in the roof. It just stuck right to it.
It's touch when you can leave it on top of
I
a
know.
beam.
Think he planned it that way?
Not likely.
Not likely. It's
A
right.
chance in close. And
Oh.
the net came off. Racine came in, had the chance, and then Billy, I'm not sure how Tangen stopped it. I'm not entirely certain why they stopped the play.
See it again.
It looked like the net came off.
There's the stop.
Just because a
Yeah.
player got knocked over the netminder. Okay. I'm not going to argue if they're going to stop for goalie safety. The offensive player in me doesn't like it, but the goaltender parent certainly does.
Very much liked.
Espinoza can't hold this time. Puck all the way back to the Coon Rapids end. Jake Corey first one there, just in front of Brady Olson. Billy into support, trying to dig it free, and will come away with it behind the net. Off the boards, Ellenson can't control. Espinoza out to center. Billy trying to get it back to Racine, and here's Jake Corey into the zone. Corey, a chance. Tangen never saw that one, just happened to have his pad in the right spot, and it bounced off.
Right spot, right time.
And now a 2-on-1 the other way, but broken up by Espinoza. And then carried in offside by Tanner Stanley.
Well, that was just the fault of his teammate, frustrated with himself and not hustling to get over the blue line that caused that offside.
Tip free and dumped deep by Dunnick. Wise will shovel it along. Pack will reverse. Koval waits on the midboard, deflects to Poor. Poor tips it ahead for Clark and gets it back. Poor gets to the red line, dumps it in. Swung far side by Bullard. One-touch pass didn't work. Turned back in deep by the Cardinals. Bullard behind his own net. To Stelmach, across to Stanley. Stanley into the zone. And will carry behind. Shot well wide for Bullard. Stelmach plays it back into Dunnick. Dunnick avoids a check. Clark had it momentarily, but coughed it up. And played out to center by Dylan Pack. Glove down and then sent along by Gary Koval. Stars able to force it to center, and now Stelmach one-on-one. Forced wide, gets in close, glove save, Connor Wise.
Stelmach using his speed to get in, getting a shot on net. 3:25 remaining.
Stars win the draw. Pulsifer plays it behind. Espinoza gets it right back, swings it up the boards. The pass through center doesn't make it out of the zone. Novak able to get it across the blue line. Tipped away by Ryan Corey. And Rutledge will send it in deep for the Stars. Corey first one there. Rutledge a one-timer, the save by Wise.
Yeah, he just wound up and fired it at Connor. There you see the time remaining, 2:45.
Off the draw. Tie up behind the net. Corey able to play it to Ellenson, who tips it in. Ellenson can't tie up the man. Kept in at the blue line by Racine. Tangen just taps that one away. Held this time again by Espinoza. Then flipped up and out by Bullard. Van Holzen back in his own end. That pass didn't have enough to get out of the zone. Played in on Wise. He'll scoop it up and hold for the faceoff.
I'm sure Coach Brock very disappointed by the effort from his squad here tonight. In a game they came in, Joe, and I think they thought they had that opportunity to get a W, and they certainly have not put out that effort. tonight as we hit the 2-minute mark.
13 shots, 6 of them in the first period, 3 in the second. Now only 4 here so far in the third period. Centering pass deflected away from Pulsifer. Howard takes a hit from Corey. Corey recovers the loose puck and circles in the corner. Pitchforks it out on the backhand. Back into his own end for it is Zaire, but he gets it back out quickly. Koval into the zone. His shot deflected away by Zaire. He recovers, tries to center. That doesn't make it through. Sherrill takes a hit from Jake Corey, loses his stick. Played out front by Clark. Didn't click. Clark trying to center again. Played to the line, just out of the reach of Lakoya. Can't hold. Back to Jake Corey near side. Corey into the zone. Trying to get it to Clark out front. Broken up by the stick of Brady Olson. Out front, a backhand that just misses wide for Koval. Under a minute to play. Tie up along the end boards. Corey lays another big hit, this time on Olson. And finally played out to center, Blakowiak. It's a back in the Stars end. Koval to Clark, back to Koval. He's tied up with the last second by Zio.
Zio with a nice defensive move there.
Corey tries to center, skipped away from Poor. A turning shot by Koval doesn't make it through. A centering pass deflected away by Baumgarten and finally sent the length of the ice for the icing. A whistle, a face-off, 12.6 seconds remaining in the contest.
Yeah, trying to clear up a little of the congestion there down in their end. They get some fresh skaters on the ice. And they are a little over 12 seconds away from their 14th win on the year.
Baumgarten can just pretty much run out the clock, and there's the buzzer, and the Cardinals shut out for the 10th time this season.
Yeah, and it was a tough effort from him tonight, you know. And again, just 13 shots on net in this game, and I mean, they obviously haven't been able to generate offense, and that's what they were looking to do tonight. A much more daunting task awaits them on Thursday evening.
Well, and that's going to be one where they just have to go out there and see anything positive.
Right.
I mean, I would imagine that Andover probably rests a lot of their top guys.
You would think.
Just to make sure that, you don't want to risk an injury. Yep. Playing a game that, you're definitely overmatched.
Correct.
I try not to be overly dramatic, but that is a very lopsided contest on paper.
Right, and then they have to go and start the sections with Blaine, and that things don't get any easier for him in that regard.
So one more goal for River Lakes in the third period. They skate to the 4-0 win. We've got boys basketball coming up for you. Coon Rapids against Osseo on Friday night. Girls basketball next Tuesday. And then the boys basketball the following Monday. But we're going to have a boys hockey playoff in there on probably the 19th.
The 19th? Okay. That'd be good.
But that's going to do it for this edition of CTN Sports. Again, the final score, River Lakes 4, Coon Rapids 0. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us to continue to support everything we do here at CTN. To the entire crew, including Howard Shapiro, I'm Joe Young saying good night.